So you're stuck. You're stuck and you don't know what to do with Allen Robinson. Well, let me tell you, you're not the only one. In fact, we had to bring in Pat Fitzmaurice over there from Fitz on Fantasy. And yeah, he actually gave us his viewpoint and told us what to expect from Allen Robinson moving forward. Meanwhile, Shane came in and gave us a little bit of insight as to what people are actually giving up and acquiring for Allen Robinson. And let me tell you, people are on like the opposite ends of the spectrum with this. And of course, Jacob had to give his insight as to what rookies he would rather have in this 2022 class and what draft pick you should be looking to acquire if you're looking to give up Allen Robinson. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys check out the episode, hit subscribe, and of course, make sure you stick around to the end of the episode because we've got a little bit of insight with Devontae Adams and what to do with him moving forward. Hope you guys enjoy. We're talking about Allen Robinson. Pat, is Allen Robinson just gone at this point? Is he dust? Is he somebody you should forget about moving forward? I mean, he is going to be a free agent. Maybe he ends up with a team that knows how to call plays and to get him involved in the game plan, or maybe he's just dust. What do you think?
Going back to the Matt Nagy thing for a minute, and by the way, when Shane mentioned the booing of his kid, like one of my best friend's sons is best friends with Nagy's kid in Lake Forest, Illinois. So
did he boo him too?
No. The friend's son was telling me about that, and he said this Nagy's kid is pretty low key, so he took it all in stride. And my friend's kid was telling me that if it was him, he'd be in like fights every day at school because there are always kids getting on his case. But anyway, Allen Robinson seems to I saw something the other day where someone posted something on social media, like the theory that Nagy was trying to marginalize Allen Robinson, and Allen Robinson responded to this Instagram post or whatever it was with 154, 151, 66, like that sequence of numbers. And that's his target totals over the last 3 years. So he seems to believe it. I don't know, man. It's just weird that this dude was absolutely quarterback proof for most of his career. 1,400 yards and 14 TDs with Blake Bortles. Productive years with Mitch Trubisky. And then couldn't make it work this year. And I don't know, maybe he was pissed about being tagged and just checked out. Had COVID, had some injuries, but I'm not giving up, man. I think he's still a decent player.
Jacob's over there with being the anti-ageist, buying a ton of veterans, at their cost, including Odell Beckham, which unfortunately didn't work out for him on that one. But Allen Robinson, Jacob, is he somebody that you might want to invest in because the price is going so low?
Didn't work out. Odell was extremely useful down the stretch. He's probably going to re-sign back with the Rams. What's wrong with Odell? He was elite all playoffs. He got a ring. We love Odell Beckham. What's wrong with Odell? Hater.
What about Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson, I'm less into because he stopped being good at football. I like vets that are good at football.
Odell was just as bad over there in Cleveland.
No, Odell was great because I look at the right details. Odell still earned targets. He never stopped earning targets. Baker is an absolute disaster, but Odell was still earning 23% of the targets in Cleveland. He was still getting open. He was still separating. When you looked at his win rates versus coverage, he was still consistently separating versus man coverage. And, I don't think Odell's the same player, certainly, that he was in his heyday in the Giants, but I think he was still a really good NFL receiver. With Allen Robinson, it's tough. I think there's some people out there that just think, oh, the Bears were such a disaster. They ruined Allen Robinson. I don't think that's the case. Mooney was earning 27% of the targets. He was doing just fine. If Robinson's production was just muted, but he was still getting the usage, I'd be all about him. He was legitimate ass last year. He just wasn't good. He wasn't getting targets. He wasn't playing well. His PFF grades have been over 80, virtually every year of his career. He was down at 66 this past year. So that being said, what I'm not 100% certain about is, was Allen Robinson terrible by choice or by ability? I think it's possible that Robinson, was pretty checked out because he was mad about being tagged and he didn't like the situation and he just didn't have investment in the team, right? And I think it's totally possible that he was half-assing it most of last year. We're going to end up on a new team and he's going to start playing well again. I think that's doable. So I'm open-minded to buying Robinson. My issue is that I don't think that he's that much cheaper than similarly valued vets who actually are still playing at a high level. So to me, I'd still rather have Tyler Lockett and Brandon Cooks, who are going in similar spots than Allen Robinson in startups, or similar ages, but we haven't actually seen a drop off in their play. I don't have to absorb the risk that he actually just isn't good anymore, because I think it's possible. Like, he wasn't good last year. Maybe it was by choice, but like, he also might have just really declined.
Yeah, it's very real. And Shane over there is probably the biggest ageist among the three of us. So is Allen Robinson.
I'll have you know that that's incorrect, because I know stats and wide receivers that are elite will produce through their age 32 season. I just know that you can't get the value for them to trade for that, because everyone assumes after 25 you immediately die, much like regular society treats people my age. Fantasy football treats people at the age of 30.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you actually work it out from experience, like you've pretty much died and fallen off the cliff. So you treat Allen Robinson the same way.
It's cost. I'm just going through the DLF trade finder, right? And there's ones where someone traded Allen Robinson in the first for AJ Brown. Like, if I was that AJ Brown owner, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'll take AJ Brown all day. Like, you're getting for a first and a dude, sure. But then I also see
that better be the 101,
right? And then I see another trade where he's given up for Irv Smith. Another trade where he's given up for KJ Hamler and rookie picks. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give up a second round rookie pick in this draft class every day of the week for him. Like, I'll give you several if you'd like, if you'd like the 205, the 27, the 212, just stack those second rounders, all yours. Get all those late round studs. I'm not going to give up a first for him because, one, I don't want to get made fun of. And
Pat, you don't want to embrace the wrath that Kyle Yates got when he posted about him.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was going to come up.
I didn't even think of it till it came out, but
I missed that one. I missed it. I missed the
It was
wrath.
like a year ago, dude.
Oh.
You gotta stay current on the Twitters, dude.
I'm
It's a quick
terrible
news
Twitter,
cycle.
man.
It's not even like 24 hours. It's like something happened 4 hours ago. That's like, it's gone. It doesn't even matter.
Well, you guys just brought up something that happened a year ago, so no.
Well, we have long memories.
Yeah.
We just remember things.
Pat, like, where's the line for you? Like, where are you looking to, or if you had Allen Robinson, what would you let him go for? Let's say 2022 draft picks.
Yeah, I was trying to calibrate that in terms of draft, like maybe an early seconds.
2-3 is my dividing line. I would rather have 2-3 than A-Rob, and I'd rather have A-Rob than 2-4. That's right.
So you're thinking that you're going to trade that 203 though, right? There's no way.
No, I want to pick a player.
Have you done mock drafts?
Yeah, I like the wide receivers at the late first, early second quite a bit. I think it depends a little bit on how many quarterbacks end up actually going in the first, because any quarterback that goes round one is worth a pick, or at the very least, other people will pick them and they'll push wide receivers down to you. But like, I think depending on where they get drafted, and it really does depend on the draft capital. But like guys like George Pickens and David Bell and Wan'Dale Robinson, like any of these guys that get day 2 cap, like I'm going to be pretty interested sitting at the 2-1, 2-2, 2-3 on some of these guys. Yeah, absolutely.
I do think that Shane is pretty much thinking of just single quarterback leagues, since that's all he plays anymore. It's just single quarterback leagues.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you're making fun of Shane, but this is actually a great point. When I say 203, I very, very much mean super flex. Like, to me, like the 203 and super flex is essentially like the 112 in single quarterback. So, once we get past that tier of like day 2 capital, good production profile wide receivers, then we're just like, I don't know, play some fucking roulette, right? Like, I don't really care at that point.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you guys hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out this next episode with Devontae Adams, because Pat and company, they gave some very intriguing insight as to whether Devontae Adams should be somebody you're moving on from, should be acquiring moving forward with free agency. Of course, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers' limited salary cap. Check it out.